Top 10 Wonders of Canada. More surprising than you think. If these places were in Europe, they would be world famous. If they were in Asia, they might be pilgrimage sites, revered and protected. But in Canada, they remain almost invisible. Most people think they know the country, but they don't. Its most powerful landscapes are hidden, remote, strange, and quietly magnificent. Even seasoned travelers rarely set foot here. Tonight, you'll see the Canada almost no one ever does. Spotted Lake, British Columbia. At first glance, Spotted Lake seems like a natural mistake. Hundreds of mineral pools scatter across its shallow waters, each one holding a different color. Yellow, green, blue, white. The patterns shift as summer heat evaporates the water, leaving sparkling crystalline surfaces that glow under the sun. Indigenous peoples have revered this place for generations, calling it a land of healing. It is a sanctuary that whispers secrets of the earth itself. Walking here, you feel the sharp crunch of salt underfoot and inhale the dry, mineral-scented air. From above, the lake appears abstract, almost otherworldly. On the ground, it feels intimate, alive, and profoundly still, a living mosaic where nature defies expectation. The Carcross Desert, Yukon. Canada has a desert, and almost no one believes it. Nestled between mountains and lakes, the Carcross Desert is often called the world's smallest desert. Ancient glacier winds shape dunes that shift slowly, leaving ghostly patterns in the sand. One moment, your feet sink into golden grains. The next, icy mountain air brushes your face. Cacti grow stubbornly against the odds, their spines glinting in the light. Birdsong drifts faintly, yet silence dominates. Here, the world feels both harsh and fragile. Canada's wilderness is not just frozen tundra, it has hidden pockets of startling contradiction, where sand and snow coexist in delicate tension. Flores Island, British Columbia, where rainforest meets the Pacific, violently. Flores Island is raw, untamed, and practically untouched by humans. Waves crash into jagged black rocks, sending columns of mist high into the air. Behind you, ancient rainforest presses in, dense and dark, almost alive. There are no resorts, no trails, no crowds, just storm, mist, and silence. Here, nature has its own choreography, and you are merely an observer. Walking along the shoreline, you can feel the ocean and forest in a constant dialogue, a private struggle unfolding before your eyes. Every gust, every crashing wave reminds you that this land is utterly untamable. Pingualuit Crater, Quebec. A perfect circle carved by time and impact. Pingualuit Crater, deep in northern Quebec, formed thousands of years ago when a meteorite struck the Earth. Today, a crystalline freshwater lake rests inside, untouched by streams or rivers. Its waters are so clear, they seem to suspend the sky itself. The steep crater walls amplify the silence, pressing inward until it feels as if the world outside has paused. Standing there, you feel the immensity of cosmic forces and the patience of nature. This isn't just a lake, it's a reminder that the universe moves at its own pace, far beyond human comprehension. Sable Island, Nova Scotia. An island that moves slowly, endlessly. Sable Island is a narrow crescent drifting in the Atlantic Ocean, reshaped each year by wind and tide. Its sands shift imperceptibly, like the breathing of a giant living creature. Wild horses roam freely, descendants of shipwreck survivors, while fog sweeps across the dunes without warning, erasing the horizon. Every visit feels like stepping into a temporary, fragile world. Time here is measured by tides and horse tracks, not clocks. Every dune, every gust of wind tells a story of survival and change, a reminder that some places are governed by nature alone. Athabasca Sand Dunes, Saskatchewan, a desert where forests should be. In northern Saskatchewan, massive dunes rise like monuments from the boreal forest. Rare plants cling to life, surviving harsh conditions. The dunes are among Canada's largest active systems, yet few people ever reach them. Silence dominates here. It's the kind of silence that presses on your thoughts, making you aware of your fragility. Pine trees stand beside shifting sand, defying expectation, while heat and cold clash daily to sculpt the landscape. Footprints vanish within hours, swallowed by sand and wind. Here you feel both lost and profoundly alive. The forgotten fjords of Labrador. Canada's wildest coastline few speak of. Northern Labrador hides fjords as dramatic as Norway's, yet almost entirely undiscovered. Steep cliffs plunge into dark waters, icebergs drifting silently shaped by currents and time. Villages are rare, separated by vast stretches that magnify isolation. Mist often hides the horizon, making scale impossible to judge. Here, nature is the only ruler. Every echo carries for miles across silent walls. The air smells of cold water and untouched wilderness. Standing on a cliff edge, you feel the weight of geological time, the persistence of glaciers, and a solitude no photograph could capture. The Nahanni Valley, Northwest Territories. So remote it feels mythical. Once called the Valley of the Headless Men, the Nahanni Valley is shrouded in legend, mystery, and cautionary tales. Virginia Falls plunges twice the height of Niagara, surrounded by untouched wilderness. The river roars, rapids crash, and wildlife observes quietly. This is not adventure tourism, it is a confrontation with the unknown. Mist curls around cliffs like ghosts, hiding wonders or unseen threats. Birdsong and water crashes form a haunting symphony. Here, time stretches, and human presence feels fleeting, almost insignificant. The Torngat Mountains, Labrador. Mountains that feel alive. Rising sharply from the Arctic coast, the Torngat Mountains are jagged, ancient, and described by indigenous peoples as spiritual beings. Fog moves fast, weather changes instantly, and glaciers and ridges seem to breathe with the pulse of centuries. Silence here is not empty. It is charged, almost sacred. Every step demands respect. Every shadow carries history. These peaks are living reminders that the earth can inspire reverence, and that some landscapes are not merely seen, they are felt. Great Slave Lake's East Arm, Northwest Territories. The most powerful silence in Canada. The East Arm stretches endlessly, surrounded by untouched wilderness. Its waters are deep, cold, and impossibly clear, reflecting the sky in perfect clarity. Few roads reach it, no cell towers intrude. At night, stars dominate everything, and human worries shrink to insignificance. Icebergs drift silently, as if floating through time itself. Every ripple, every bird call, resonates across the emptiness. Here, humans feel both fragile and infinitely small, yet profoundly connected. The landscape does not demand attention. It simply exists, eternal and untamed. These hidden wonders do not compete for fame. They exist quietly, without expectation or applause. Traveling here is not about checklists or Instagram photos. It is about humility, patience, and awareness. In these places, silence becomes the rarest experience of all. If this journey through Canada's secret landscapes changed the way you see the world, support the channel with a like. Subscribe for cinematic travel stories that uncover places few ever think to explore. No crowds, no clicks, just the world as it really is. I'll see you on the next journey.